Welcome to Exploring Consciousness. Today we have a very rare guest, a special guest coming directly from the mountains of Wudang to Exploring Consciousness here in Romania. And he will be sharing with us his wisdom and depth of the Taoist tradition right here for the next hour. So welcome, Master Gu. It is an honor to host you today. Thank you for joining us. Master Gu, your presence carries a clarity and a strength which are so rare in today's world. So with this interview, I would love to explore with you the Taoist way and your traditions and your principle, and open a path to those who would really like to explore consciousness in this way. Welcome, Master Gu. It is such a rare occasion for us to be able to meet such a special person, and coming with a background that it is so special and so important. And if you would like to share with us what means to have such background, would be wonderful.
First, thank you for your invitation. Thank you for your recognition of what I have been doing in this circle. I am firstly a Taoist practitioner, and now also the one to spread Taoist culture nationally and internationally. So about the Taoism, indeed, very many people have like a curiosity, but they also have very many like a confusion. They, generally speaking, comparatively, worldwide, people don't have much enough knowledge about Taoism. Talking about Taoism, there are philosophical aspect and religious aspect. I am the type of people very much involved with Taoism in a philosophical way. What's that? Generally speaking, we are also in seek of the truth of life. What is the task, or what is the aim of a Taoist practitioner? Generally speaking, to achieve harmony, to lead a life, a harmonious life. Taoist practice or Taoist cultivation is nothing like far from people's understanding. Oh, that's something something done by a very small number of people. That's something not like we people normally do. No, it's not that. Actually, what Taoist people care, what Taoist people has been concentrating is, I think, something very essential for all individual, all mankind. Worldwide, no matter how people are different, we have a different color, different race, different tribe, okay, different nationality, whatever. But in one aspect, human being all remain so much the same. If you raise a question, do you want to live long? Second question, do you want to live well? Nobody, generally speaking, hardly anybody would say, no, I don't want to live long, I don't want to live well. So what Taoist people actually is this. In Chinese, we say 性命双修, which translated in English, to cultivate both physically and spiritually. a human being, a complete being, consists apparently two aspects, physical part and a spiritual part. A Taoist people, when we say 修行 or 修道, that's nothing like something abstract. It's just about find the right way to lead a good life, a happy life. Well, this is something like the very first, I would say, what a Taoist cultivation, what does it mean for every one of us?
Yes. So you are coming from Wudang, China. That is where you are based. In Wudang tradition, what defines a good practitioner? So I am referring here by inner qualities, because you do practice, you do regularly daily practice. So what defines a good practitioner? A person that is practicing Taoism every day.
Firstly, I have a few words about this place, Wudang. So, Wudang Mountains, Wudang Shan, lies in central part of Middle Kingdom of China. So this is the middle of the so-called Middle Kingdom. Geographically speaking, it's in center of China. Taoist culture, culturally speaking, the tradition here is also very much in the center of Chinese civilization. There are several places, like top few places, very much associated with Taoism. Very much mountains, different provinces. The top four are Qingchen Mountain in Sichuan province, Wudang Mountain here in Hubei province, Longhu Mountain in Jiangxi province, and Qiyun Mountain in Anhui province. What is special about Wudang Mountain? Firstly, it's the sacred land of Taoism. Secondly, Taiji Chuan, which is also one of the intangible world cultural heritage. So it's the birthplace here. Zhang Sanfeng, the founder of Taiji Chuan. And we are very privileged. I am the 15th generation of the lineage holder, Sanfeng sect. Taoist practice, it's for very much the purpose for yangsheng. Sheng or shengming means life. Yangsheng, to nurture one's life. So after all, it's for the purpose to lift up one's quality, the quality of life, and to live long and live well. As you know, this is always like a slogan for my institution, particularly to the international community. So, talking about the yangsheng, nurturing one's life, we have the saying, 下是养身，中是养气，上是养心, which means in the lower level, to nurture one's life, if just in the very basic level, taking care of the physical part, the middle level, taking care of to nurture one's qi, highest level, upper level, mentality. There are many people just, for example, just jogging. Maybe he always have the habit of playing badminton, table tennis, or go to playing basketball. Some just go to the gymnasium to push up or to make big muscle, something like that. They very much just have the idea doing the physical exercise. Taoist practice is very complete. It contains the physical part, the part, the level of qi, having the recognition of qi as energy, then the mentality. It's the whole system. That's the whole system. It is quite simple. So the Taoist practice, please don't think like something far from the general people's life. No. For Taoist practice, if those reach the very high level, we have a respectful way to call them 真人, which means a true person or true being, true human being. That's to say, the Taoist people, they means to live really like what a human being should be living like. So that's not something far from a human being. And maybe we should say the people in the society very much enslaved by just the social status, reputation, this and that. They forget their inner minds. They are eventually far and farther from the origin, from the Taoist practice, which means to maintain the oneness. So then, in the society, more driven to something. Probably it's not really according to in a way like a Tao, not following the right Tao.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's here. I just have this march. You can even bit by bit. Now and then you can add something. You can raise a question.
You have mentioned qi, the internal power, and you have mentioned qi. Could you explain what is the qi to, say, someone from our public that doesn't know what qi means? How would you explain qi in your perspective?
Okay, this is a good question. So I think East, our world consists of the two parts, the Eastern world, the Western world. We are very happy, you and me. We have a joint effort to work as a bridge to make the East and West. This is a good bridge. I should say the term qi. This is very characteristic for Oriental culture, East culture. The one who mean to have a good understanding of the Eastern culture, Eastern tradition, they must enter the world of qi. So I always have the Western students coming to my school. When they attend my lecture, particularly for newcomers, I would say this way: welcome to the world of qi. So then they are like have a curiosity to see, okay, what is the qi, the world of qi? And you see, talking about the different states of the material, physically speaking, from the subject of physics, we have the solid stuff, we have liquid stuff, we have gas or air. But if we use the Chinese way to, or particularly the term for practice, we say qi. So qi. Qi, there are three types of qi. One is the prime qi, you inherited from your parents. Secondly, the natural qi or cosmos qi. Thirdly, the qi you get from what you eat and what you drink. We call it a 水谷之气, 水谷之气. Qi, generally speaking, all coming together means energy. A human being, generally speaking, he lives on the qi. he lives on the qi. Qi is so important. It exists during our life and after our life. What does that mean? We think we come from the qi, we go back to qi. So we don't have really the differentiation of life and death. So that's why Taoism, during this present life, we are very optimistic. We are very take active part to pursue the life quality, to live long and live well. This live long, no matter how long we live, compared with the vast cosmos or our whole history, it's still very, very small. This living long does not just mean this present life. The Taoist person also think we don't die. Immortality, that's still qi. So qi is very, very important term. As a matter of fact, you hear the term like a standing, sitting practice, Tai Chi Chuan, Qi Gong, whatever. We all think it's a different various form of Qi Gong. So what is Qi Gong? A series of practice, either in the form like a dynamic form, moving style, or static form. We say the meditative tranquility style. These two type of exercises, practices with the qi as the central term. So all this, we call it qi gong. In here, so even Tai Chi Chuan, Chuan literally means fist, boxing. But Tai Chi Chuan health keeping practice, in a slow motion with the meditative manner, we still view it as a kind of a qi gong. So from the beginning of the day, when we do the standing meditation to absorb the universal qi, so the qigong practice has already started. Then we do the walking, slow meditative. So long as you pay attention to your breath, you see the value of your good breath. Anyway, you are a qigong practitioner. If you concentrate what you are doing while eating, you just enjoy eating. While walking, you enjoy walking. While peeling a potato, you enjoy the preparation work for cooking. Whatever you do, you focus that. Even in a work, such a manner, it is a special kind of qigong practice. You don't feel irritated. You don't feel impatient. You don't feel imbalanced. If you always can maintain such a manner of life, you are a good qigong practitioner.
There is about a lot of internal work from what we understand. So practice means also internal work, but also external work with your body, physical body. It seems you are doing both at the same time.
Yes. Quite often I tell the students, the learner of Wudang style, it's very easy to keep health. Just the 6 Chinese characters. I say 6 Chinese characters. What are they? 动起来 and 静下来. It simply means to be practicing and to be tranquil. So externally, you have exercise. Internally, be tranquil. Yeah, that's the secret. That's the answer. But just to check people in the society, many don't have sufficient exercise At the same time, they don't have a tranquil internal world. Of course, they have problem about their health. So they just should to go the right way, to follow the right way, have a good balance, sufficient exercise, and enough tranquility.
In your opinion, what is blocking mostly for the people, what is blocking us from accessing our internal power in this modern world? What is the main blockage?
Yeah, that's I think that's generally speaking, the world, many countries, even including China. Taoism originated from China does not mean everyone can behave like in the Taoist way. So that's why even the Chinese people also now they many start to learn Taoism, because with the materialism, with the development, with the growth of materialism, people's life in terms of materialism, generally speaking, very much better than in the past. But the question is whether people really feel like the rate of happiness is also the same like this. Not necessarily. So then people come back to think, they mean to find the answer. Then we find the wisdom from Taoism, Taoist philosophy, which originated from, date back to 2,500 years ago.
Wow. The internal martial art can create an inner strength, an inner power, stability, balance. How would you call it for someone who has been practicing for a long time? Is it everything included, a better health? Is a good practitioner also having an improvement in the personal life?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, the one who have experience, I mean, the one who keep practice like persistently, of course, they can be developed to the being, the human being, physically and spiritually are very healthy. They stay very healthy. They just feel very harmonious. So here I would say the term 太和 supreme harmony, supreme harmony. What is the supreme harmony? Supreme harmony, there are three layers. Number one, harmonious with oneself. Number two, harmonious with others. Number three, harmonious with the world. Or between men, let's say harmony between one and oneself, harmony between one and others, harmony between mankind coming together and the world. If there are all these three levels of harmony, how beautiful our world is. But this is just a dream. Always there are people, always there are conflict. So here we see how valuable the Taoist thought is. If more people following the Taoist way, our world can become better. But if we cannot do so much to influence the world, we cannot change the situation, like the war happened somewhere. We cannot, influence those politicians. At least we can make ourselves, firstly, to improve the quality of each of the followers of Taoism. Or let's start from ourselves. Eventually, So little fire can make big fire to, to have a better future.
So we can start with ourselves when we think of creating a better world. Firstly, we should start with ourselves.
Yeah. Today, when I talk about my would-be visit to Romania, I have currently I have 4 European students, respectively from Germany, from England, from France. They all say, "Wow, Romania, that's a very beautiful country in Europe." That's very surprised for me because they're from the Western Europe. I would say they probably say, "What? You visited Romania?" Because generally speaking, more just from the fact here, the students coming to my school, coming to China, mostly come from those countries, the traditionally like developed countries, from such countries as France, England, or Germany. But today, when I mention Romania, they say it's very beautiful. Whether they have been there or not, they say. So that's very impressive for me.
I'm so happy to hear this, and definitely there is quite of a large community of seekers and a large community of martial arts and people who practice Tai Chi, Qigong, and other such practices and martial arts generally. So we are going to be so lucky to have somebody like you also coming to our country. So it is going to be your first time. And you will also bring another special person with you that will be present during the programs that you will be offering to our students. And that will bring also the taste of your traditional food here in Romania. And we are so lucky to be able to taste and to understand what means fire food. We heard about if you have a cold, you should eat fire food. We heard about this.
What?
Someone told
Fire
us.
food?
If you, for instance, get a cold and your body is suffering from this cold, it is good to eat fire food that will make you, help you, will support you get well faster. Is that true?
Oh, talking about Chinese food. Yeah, we think it's the yin-yang balance or 5-element theory involved, very much involved. For example, talking about the yin-yang balance in food, in cuisine arrangement. So we have the firstly meat and a vegetable. That's a pair of yin-yang. So hot food and cool food, a pair of yin-yang. Hard food and soft food, yin-yang. Refined food and raw material food, it's a pair of yin-yang. So we should have balance. It's not 50-50%, but from time to time to change, you should have a pair of the things, not just go to one end, Five element means we have 5 internal organs. Then there have the reservation of the 5 colors, 5 tastes. So in arranging, if not every individual meal, at least this week, check the different colors. Oh, for quite a while, I have not eaten, quite a few days, I have not eaten black color. Black is associated with our kidney. Of course, that's not good. Maybe, for why I have not eaten white food. In China, we have white color radish. So white is very much beneficial for our lung. Then the yellow food, with spleen. Green food, of course, with liver. Green, the color is priority, is very important. That's why we need eating more green color vegetables. Anyway, that's the theory involved. Yeah. Then we also have the analysis of one's physical temperament. It's more the person of dampness, probably it needs a kind of food, vice versa. So we would have that kind of advice.
So this is absolutely fascinating. We can see that somehow aliments, foods can be used as medicine. Maybe medicine is not really a good term, but it seems that we can use certain food, certain color of food, or certain tastes in order to balance something that our body needs to be balanced, and we can do through food. This is amazing. How about the emotions? Do emotions, do they interfere with our health or with our balance?
Emotion, we also have 7 emotions. Taoist practice advocate 七情不能过甚, which means none of these 7 emotions. You should do it in a more excessive way. To make it more plainly, you cannot be excessive angry, you cannot be excessive sad, you cannot be excessively even happy. You cannot be over much joyful. There are people in history, as happening in a novel, the historical novel, somebody was over much happy, like wild with joy. Let's say wild with joy. He was so feel happy. Then he died. He has such big laughter, ha 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 ha, and he died. It happened. In Taoism, and so talking about emotion, we say keep it moderate, nicely in the middle. It's quite like this reminds me of the feature of the guqin. I'm a guqin player. We have the musical therapy. So the feature of guqin, the 7th string, the lute of antiquity, we say 中正平和, which means it's nicely in the middle. It's very harmonious, balanced. It's very soothing. It's very, plucking the strings. It's quite like a plucking the strings of one's heart.
So it is all about balance, about not going to the extreme, but keep everything in life more in balance. So probably how we say here in Europe, to be in the flow.
Yeah.
So how would you help someone or teach someone to remain calm in any situation? For example, maybe someone is in a stressful situation, another one is in an emotional pain, which is probably pain of losing a dear person, or some other kind of thing that can take us from our track of having our own balance. So what should we cultivate if would be to give us an advice, a general advice? How can someone remain in balance in a hard time in their life?
I would call them back to the attention of his breath work. Many just pay attention to the physical work. hardly any breath work, but our breathing is very important. Here we have a saying, 延年益寿很简单，尽在一吸一呼间。Literally it means, 延年益寿啊 long lifespan and good health is actually very easy. It is simply the attention of your inhalation and exhalation. So if asked a question to one person, are you able to breathe? He probably would say in a, like find you very strange. You raise such a question. Of course, I'm able to breathe. Otherwise, I have died. But as a matter of fact, in our life, many, we should say, they failed to breathe properly, or they simply, for the certain occasion, they don't breathe. They don't breathe. Quite often we hear people say like this, 这段时间我好忙啊，忙得我气儿都喘不过来了。Which means, these days I'm so busy as not able to breathe. Actually, they have said this. Indeed, it happened to people everywhere of the world. When they are so busy or they become so nervous, their breath becomes very short, sometimes almost no breath. See, when people are very, very nervous, that moment they don't have breath. So, including the work which people think very, demanding very much attention, even very much stress, or they feel stressed, then the breath got a negative influence. So a Taoist practitioner, after all, they can breathe. They are the group of people, authentic Taoist practitioner, always remain the breath. So inhale, exhale. Yeah, that's a meditator, Taoist practitioner. They very much enjoy every moment, because they make life very slow. In a slow motion, they enjoy every tiny second. They enjoy it. So, thus, they very much double many times of the usual length of life.
If I were to be stressed now, because I do feel a little bit stress from the camera stress, and I would ask that you teach me an exercise of a breath. Could you teach me now, do with me an example of such breathing exercise that people
You
can
mean
do
this
easily?
moment?
Yes.
You mean this moment?
Yes.
Well, you can think like this way. You breathe the length. It seems there's a length. It's a long line. You breathe with your exhalation, your breath can go as far as like 10 meters away. Then with the inhalation from that point, 10 meters away, then come back to nose.
Okay.
Or another way, you touch your lower dantian. We say the dantian, a little bit lower than our navel. So you think you breathe. If you start from your nose, start from here, you can breathe coming down as deep as your navel. Down there. Then with the exhalation, it come out. So inhale, come in. You also think that's the positive qi, universal qi, which means energy coming into your body. by exhalation, possibly the negative, something bad qi coming out. So see, bad out, good in, bad out, good in. Then you feel you are rejuvenated.
Yes, I have to say I feel much better.
Good.
Yes, it's working. I love to test. I am testing methods, and I am also very curious of this technique of breath, because, you know, they say that one is losing consciousness in the moment where he is not breathing. So this is the first thing we lose when we don't breathe. The first thing we lose is consciousness. So it is seems to be like the connection, the breath, seems to be our connection. When we forget we are connected to a higher energy, a higher power, we somehow, when we are stressed, we are blocking this beautiful energy from coming in. This is my perspective. This is how I feel it. I don't know if this is the explanation.
It's good. Actually, I found that you are like a born pre-birth ability in doing this.
What do you mean?
I mean, you are. It's like a heavenly arrangement for you to do this. The coordinator, organizer, or the one to connect East and West.
Actually, this is something I have been feeling for many years, and it has come to me in many messages, in many different ways. And probably that for some years I didn't know if I can do it, or if I am the right person for this, because it did seem like an important mission, and many people have important missions. All of us have our own mission, of course. There is no person without a mission. But yes, it is something that was probably discussed before I was here. And nobody asked me if I agree during this life, because it was not easy. So our mission is not always something so easy. And probably that many people do feel their own mission is coming up. And what is also something that I would share about this is, and maybe you would agree or not, but it is important that we all do follow our mission. Sometimes the mission can scare us, or you think maybe you are not good enough for this, or you don't have the skill for this. And so you need to find that inner wisdom and to ask for guidance. And this guidance is always coming in the right way, not how you want it to come, but it comes in a way that you need it the most. So to me, it is through meeting people like you, amazing people, coming with absolutely amazing perspective and wisdom from different cultures, different traditions. And what I simply do is allow it, understand, and allow it to work inside, and then for me to be able to also find myself in this journey, not only bridging between certain cultures or certain techniques, but it is also working internally, inside. So what I am thinking is that for each one of us, it is a journey that is also external, but also internal. Something is happening in the deeper layers. Did this happen to you, that your journey, could you feel that there is an external journey, your life journey, but is also the internal growth and evolution?
Yeah. Now, I'm widely thought to be the person who have been doing something great and something like international. So I feel proud. And I'm just very happy to be doing this. Of course, I have also the balance. Still here again, the balance. No matter how big work, how great work I'm doing internally, I keep like a simple. I have my balance. I always figure out. For example, there are many options offering from different countries. I have the selection to be, to talk, to have the collaboration. Otherwise, the type like me has such exposure internationally on the online. There are many people. They are also like to do something similar. They want to have a collaboration with me. I would be probably I would get lost in so many different offerings. I make it simple. So now you are one of these selected few I'd like to consider.
Thank you for that. I feel not only lucky, but honored in the highest way for your acceptance to join us here in Romania. And we do invite everyone to, no matter the country, of course, to come and join our event, Exploring Consciousness, in April. And come and meet you live and listen to your teachings, your wisdom. And then, of course, to join these two beautiful special workshops that you will be offering after our Exploring Consciousness event that will take place at Hotel Alpin in Poiana Brașov. That is in the middle of the mountain, in the middle of Romania, in a very beautiful scenery with a beautiful light energy.
This practice, the root is Tao. It's Tao. Tao is the root of everything. Also, I think Taoism, if you look through the Tao Te Ching from chapter 1 to chapter 81, you would find that we say yin-yang balance, but we find the laws advocate more about the yin aspect. What does that mean? So the yin, we have the different yin-yang pairs, so mountain, water, heaven, earth, male, female, day, night, long, short, hard and soft, strong, weak. So the latter part, generally speaking, categorized to yin, like between strong and weak. The Taoism advocates more about the weak aspect. What does that mean? If you can be in a natural way, you are strong, that's okay. But generally speaking, in a society, don't always try to be strong. A Taoist-minded person would be willing to be weak, or sometimes even intentionally to show the weak aspect. So because we have the strategy, or we have the wisdom in which softness can overcome hardness. The weak can also defeating the strong. So if you say the root of Taoist practice, I would say you must start with the root. The root lies in Taoist philosophy. If we say we not really go to the yin aspect, at least now we know something, the yin yang elements. Our life is not just one color, not just one aspect. So the two aspects have a good balance. That is the root.
You have mentioned about being strong or being powerful. What means to be powerful in a Taoist perspective?
There's the different standards of being strong. In the normal, in a society in general, in country, of course there is a standard for people to think to be strong. It's quite different in the Taoist world. A typical Taoist-minded person, sometimes he can be strong, but quite often he does not thrive to be strong. So just observe Tai Chi Chuan practice, because this, if we call it a martial arts, this is the type of martial arts would impressing people is slow and soft. But here represents the Taoist feature. That's why we call, culturally speaking, we call Tai Chi Chuan a Taoist Tai Chi Chuan. It's deeply rooted in the Taoist philosophy.
Yes. People call you a warrior of light. But when we think warrior, we think this strong in our perspective as this strong man wanting to fight. However, you look like a very wise and very balanced and very nice person. You don't look like you are fighting. So what does it mean in your perspective? What means to be a warrior of light?
The books. There is a book written by a Westerner or a Chinese person living in the West. The book is entitled as Scholarly Warrior. I think that's a good way to call a genuine Taoist. So here, a scholarly warrior, there has the interpreted as the good balance. He is both scholarly and he's both martial warrior. That's good balance. Or to be a person of sword and pen. They say sword and pen. So he's good at the swordsmanship, martial aspect. He's also good at writing things.
If you were to offer our audience a sentence to guide them through their life, like a simple advice from your perspective, what would it be?
I would say towards the end of our talk, I have message to the audience, to the all over the world, those who love Taoism or love, like to live long and to live well. Grand image, no image. So we say this is Tao. So Tao, which means Tao, originated from China, or let's say Taoist philosophy, Taoist culture originated from China. But the Tao is very universal. So everywhere, different parts of the world, we are all one family. We all belong to the Taoist home. So here from central China's Wudang Mountains, my hearty greetings. So wish you live long, live well. Let's meet in beautiful next April.
Definitely, we look forward. We look forward to meet you here in April. Thank you, Master Gu, for your time, for your wisdom, for your depth, your clarity. And this is a real rare opportunity to meet you live here in Romania. And we are so honored and so blessed to have you here with us. And now, again, we are inviting to all our public, come to our event in April, meet Master Gu, and let's go for a search in the profound layers of Taoism so that we can live long and live well. And until next time, don't forget, the greatest journey starts always from within.